All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Glitches. You're watching GEEKCASTER After Show. Can't wait till we can do this show the way we classically did it all together in the studio. All right.
Oh yes.
All right. So we're talking about the Army of the Dead, and I had a couple issues with the zombies.
Okay, so here's the therapist. Here's the guy that needs no introductions. You have Dayveonne, the film geeknologist, that's here right now. That's going to tell you and give you insight about those zombies.
All right.
And Corey is my assistant.
I'm nobody's assistant. I am my own producer. Right? Blah, 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 blah,
Shut up,
blah.
peasant.
And I'm Phil Geeks, and just eating popcorn to this madness called Dayveonne. All right, what's your take on the zombies?
They were, I would say, you had Alpha, who was created, that came out of Area 51. If you paid attention in the beginning, he came out of Area... Hey, yes, spoilers, ladies and gentlemen. This is the after show. After show, we're going to basically do spoilers. So they used some type of alien DNA to mix with the actual human. But that's when I say there's a lot of Easter eggs within this film. Not just Easter eggs as in movie references for Snap Snyder. Also, Zack Snyder, sorry. But also references about how the zombies were created. Corey?
I don't know if that was actual plot because the whole setup was they were guessing because they didn't know. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to write that into the story, then on that side, you have that. But for the audience, are they actually going to pick that up because it's just people talking about conspiracy theories? No one really knows. So I wouldn't even pick that.
Well, if you paid attention to, you got to watch the beginning of the film when they basically was moving the thing. You'll notice two things in the sky that moved out of out into space, and it actually showed it. It was two lights.
What does that have to do with anything?
They made a reference about the aliens because they were at Area 51.
Yeah, but no, that doesn't make sense because
Pay attention to the film.
I did pay attention, but this is what I'm saying. You had two people talking about nonsense, like no one really knows what's going on because no one was supposed to know what was in that cargo, right?
That
so
is true.
Even if you had experiments or whatever, they didn't have the clearance to know what was actually in there. That's
Right.
why they didn't know what was in there. So I thought that it was just conjecture. So we don't really know what they are. They never fully explain it. And I think that's the one mystery of zombie films that you really don't know how we got here. We just know this is the aftermath or this is the beginning of it. So I thought that was a genius plot point.
Oh, also,
Okay.
you noticed when they talked about when they went into the area and they were like, oh, look at all these people here, and they melted with the sun or something? She made some reference like
No. They dehydrated it. Like, you know how, not melted. They stayed out into the sun so long to the point that they dehydrated. Like, you know how when people dehydrate, they had to drink a certain amount of water to survive. That's the thing with the zombies. They had to eat or drink blood for a certain amount of time before they had to die. So they withered away.
Yeah, they were showing you the stages of decomposition, like from the fresh zombies to the older zombies. So that was just that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a life cycle.
So if it rained on them, they do come back to life.
Oh.
That was a little plot point in the movie as well.
Yeah. What about the ones that were in that room and they were just hibernating?
That one is still unexplained to me. I thought Were they like light activated, or they were resting, or were they?
They were resting.
Yeah, but like a normal human rest period, like they're trying to show that zombies have evolved from like the shamblers of the days old to now being more human-like and stronger and having more human
Okay.
cycles.
So from what I was told, those type of zombies were called Chandlers. Like they just had
Not them, but that's in older movies. That was a homage.
no. Those were yeah. That's what I'm telling you. The ones that were in the kitchen where they was making their way through, they were the Chandlers. So any slight noise, any slight touch, any slight anything will basically wake them up.
That makes sense. But no, they completely jettisoned that because they were saying you know about shamblers, but these aren't shamblers.
No, those were the Shamblers. There were two types, and she basically mentioned it. It was two types. You had the Shamblers, and you had the Evolved breed, which is the ones that, yo, they're thinking, they're intelligent, they're smarter, they know what the heck they're doing. So those are the Alphas. It's the Alphas and the Shamblers. Shamblers, sorry. The Shamblers were the ones where that just attack just to be attacking. Attacking. Right. Then the Alphas are the ones that basically strategically and intelligently get you, or they're more reasonable in a sense.
No, because there was a line in the movie that said, "These aren't the shamblers that you know of."
Yeah, they were talking about the queen, the king, and all the people that was in that particular building because they know what the heck are they doing. Like they're not. But the ones that were in the dining, in the kitchen area, those were the shamblers.
But that's what I'm saying. She made a reference to the two types. So, in all essence, there were three types. Shamblers from Dawn of the Dead, the new zombie types, and the alphas. She never gave the types that were in the kitchen a name. So that's why I'm like, I got to re-listen to that line. But,
yeah, you got to
But I thought that's what I got from it. Like, shamblers were an homage or in the intro, the zombies we have now are a different type of zombie or a more evolved zombie. And then the creme de la creme were the alphas. So I thought it was a 3-tier system.
No, it was a 2-tier. It's 2-tier.
Have to watch it.
Because I watched it twice to get
let me
a clear
ask you guys. For a movie, I get it, action, but one of those zombies when they were fighting, how he was like ducking and stuff. I mean,
those were the alphas.
Those were the alphas.
What do you think about that?
Those are the one. Those
filmmaking, or you think if there were zombies, that would be very unrealistic?
I would say great filmmaking because, all right, think of the reference of Resident Evil, the Lickers, the Nemesis, and then you had the regular zombies. Think of the alphas.
No, I mean I get it. I get the
But
different
okay,
things,
so what I'm saying is the alphas are more, they're kind of like zombies, but they're not really zombies. So you could basically say they're more of a updated mutant breed of zombies that are more intelligent compared to the Shamblers.
Do you think I would say that's realistic or unrealistic?
Yes, I'd say that's realistic because if you think about it, right, all zombies, the whole premise of them is the disease that gets to the brain. Right. If you have a zombie that remains or keeps a part of their humanity, then it makes sense. You have the intellect and you also have the never-ending hunger. So you can think and you can also kill, and it just makes a perfect blend for an alpha. I think it's realistic.
It reminds me of Legend.
Yeah, exactly. Except a step further.
A step
further. Think of it that way, yeah.
So, yeah, they don't burn in the sunlight kind of thing.
Right.
Which I thought was weird.
They just dry out.
Yeah. Which more towards reality. I mean, that's one thing over time the Walking Dead tried to, hey, you know what? If it's zombies in water, we have to make them kind of melt away, or we have to show zombies that are close to decomposing. But then we would have the traditional like slow moving zombie thing because right. I mean, this film didn't really show any in between. Like, all right, you're an alpha, but you didn't eat and you can't move as fast because your joints aren't going to work. You know, everybody there was like kung fu masters.
Well, that was the weird thing because they did have a food pit, if you noticed that. So
Yeah.
clearly the alphas, and that's what they said, they had a community. So that community hunt gathered for their group. It makes sense. So that's why they were always, I thought, healthy, and everyone else is just for themselves because they weren't a part of that.
And not only that,
Right.
also the leader of the which is the head the I think
The first
Patient Zero, the alpha. Somebody mentioned to me that it also depends on how he bites you. If he bites you in your blood, like if it looks like sloppiness, you'll become a shangler. If you bite, no, or is it? It's one or the other. Like if he bites you in your veins, like the one where
They mentioned that in the movie.
yeah,
They said it. So
it's a way he bites you that determines whether you become an alpha or you become a shangler.
So I wasn't sure if it was how he bites you or how you took the bite.
I think it's how he bites you.
Because if you think about it, well, this is a spoiler review. He bit Theo Rossi, the cop, but he was an alpha, but he didn't move like an alpha. Maybe he was still too new. But he also bit Batista, and as we know, he bit Omari Hardwick. So they pretty much weren't really like the alphas that we've seen him control. So
I was saying,
like the plot gap.
No, he was a strangler. He just, he was that the guy.
Hope he wasn't a strangler.
The cop. Well, whoever the guard or whatever he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was that type of zombie.
You know, I saw him in a gym in Brooklyn.
Theo Rossi.
That's the one in the end, right?
No,
Omari Hardwick.
Yeah, that one.
What, you stalking these people or something?
No, he was just like on the phone in a gym, but like weird because he had like a gym he carried a whole bag with him everywhere he went, every machine. It was really weird. I was trying to figure
that's normal. You got people that do that.
And an iPad?
Huh? Yeah.
And who does that?
Because some people do business things while at the gym.
Well, he obviously did his business. He's in this film. Good job, my friend.
Yeah, and it shows his combat skills a little bit, which I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah.
But back to so Batista, I felt as though he was turning into. See, we didn't know what he was turning into fully because
that's the thing. They left that for a mystery.
Because then he could have been turning into a alpha then, because the way he was bitten, it was like he could have been turning into an alpha.
Exactly. But so I think if Zack Snyder does make a reboot, it would make sense Omari Hardwick is the next alpha.
You mean a sequel?
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. But just watching Theo Rossi, the cop, and Batista as zombies made this movie that much better for me.
Like, to be honest with you, how did y'all feel about the premise of everybody dying? Even your main star?
I felt it made sense, and they foreshadowed that like so many times.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing because,
classic.
because I had somebody that didn't like it, and they was like, "Why they couldn't keep nobody alive?" I'm like, because think about it. You're in your mindset thinking, "Oh, we're gonna basically do this, do that, do that, do this." You planned it out in your mind, but not realizing you always need to realize that anything could go sideways. Yeah, it looks like an easy mission, but once you start doing extra stuff like bringing your daughter involved into it just to save somebody's life and then they die, that was a waste. And then half of your team get killed, that was a waste. Then you had somebody in your team that was trying to get everybody killed. What you think?
Well, they also showed that everybody who's gone into that area died. So what would have made them special? They weren't special. They were still human. So
Right. But here's the thing: they did do a peace treaty with the Alphas. That's why they sacrificed him, the guard. So it was kind of like a peace treaty. Like, look, if you let us pass, do what we gotta do. We don't see you. You don't see us. It's all good.
it wasn't really a peace treaty, though.
Yes, it was. It was a
wasn't
peace treaty.
treaty. It was. She said that's how they. That's how their organization works. There's levels, and she was only operating how they set up their society or community. It's their kingdom, so they set the rules.
Right.
That's what she did. You're not making treaties with these people. She just
It wasn't a treaty.
hijacked.
What I'm saying is, it was a way of saying, look, we're giving you something. We're just going through, and we're getting out.
No,
was
that's not what it was.
Then what
That's
you
not
trying
what
to say? All right. So what was it then?
So there just like in the animal kingdom, right? There's levels. You have the alphas, the top, and then everyone else is subservient, right? So
Right.
she was tricking the alphas, saying, "Hey, we're subservient. Here, this is your homage. We'll just be over here." But it wasn't like, "Let us here. This is your offering. Let us go about our way. You're king." That's not how it was. That's how they were set up in that kingdom, and she was just the I don't know how you want to say it. She was just hacking their system. She hacked into their system to get people to do whatever they wanted while they were in there, and then hacked herself back out. So that's what it was. It was more of a hack than a peace treaty or an unspoken word.
Yeah.
Okay. I still can say it was. But Samantha went. I'm sorry to say it. We're gonna go through this. That survival skills, gun blazing, off the wall chain and chick was going ham on those zombies by herself. Didn't get bit until she landed, went through the glass and landed on the ground. Because the idiot, whoever the guy was, because he is kind of forgettable at times, locked her in the room.
The security guy.
Yeah.
Why didn't
Look.
she just get up when she got on the floor, though?
That's what I. Huh?
She couldn't.
Why
You
she
know how
couldn't?
exhausting she was? Like it made sense that she just killed all these zombies using stealth and fighting for her life for that long. And
Didn't
her
get bitten.
her last ditch effort with her last energy was to like try to save herself. So she goes to the glass. She was tired. She was fought out, as you can see. She had no fight left in her.
And homeboy definitely wasn't trying to shoot around her or something. It was like they kind of like,
Because
don't cry
they
for me,
bit her.
come get me.
No, because they bit her already. They bit her like
Oh yeah, that's true too.
they bit her already. By the time he was thinking about let's go save her, they was like, we gotta go. It's too late.
But that's the one problem that I had with the movie. Because Guzman, I thought he was a good character. Like, oh, he's on the social media. He has this following. He has talent. Let's bring him in. And he already knew that the security guy was up to no good. But then that was it. They didn't go any further into that. I thought you could have developed his character a little bit more and
Right.
had them have a rift. But that got lost in translation. I thought that was a good setup, but then it was a waste because they never went back to it.
And while she was dying, couldn't you say, "Hey, don't trust that guy. He set me up." I mean,
Right, exactly. But no, they didn't because he had to be mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we can talk about that greatest kill in the movie.
Go on.
Come on, Corey. Come on,
The
Corey.
zombie tiger biting the. Oh my god, that was the best
crazy.
I've ever seen.
Wait, that was the greatest kill?
Yeah.
Nah.
What kill were you talking about?
I was talking about the elevator scene when she's basically pouring her heart out saying how much she loved him, and the elevator came down and the zombie just snapped her neck while she was about. I was like, yo.
Look, that was gut wrenching. You're like, oh, she's pouring her heart out, and then he snapped her neck so hard he broke a clavicle and stick through her skin. I was like, oh, that's gruesome. What can be worse than that? How about a dead zombie tiger biting someone's face off? That was, to me, Zack Snyder, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
I say the neck snap. That was epic too.
Well, no, think about it, because he slashed him. She threw him around like he was a rag doll.
But it was well deserved.
No, wait, pause. He slashed up his face, and then munched on it, and then crunched on it, and then crunched the whole thing.
We all wish that person gets what they deserve in the movie, but this was the epitome of that. Yeah. There's nothing ever's gonna top that. Nothing.
Yeah, that was extreme. You almost like, you're bad. Ooh.
Oh
wow.
Ooh,
I feel sorry.
Get him. Oh. Ooh, you. Yeah.
I mean, and you heard that crunch too. It's like, ooh.
Oh, it was perfect.
Oh man.
It was like, you got what you deserve, but damn.
Like, you didn't deserve that.
No, he deserved every bit of it, but
he deserved every bit of it. I'm sorry. Even though you say, it's like
damn.
Yes. He deserved it.
Yeah. Crunch or munch.
I think it was all good. Everyone was cheering until you saw the face getting bit off. Everyone was like, "Ooh, that's the line that we crossed it."
Yeah. But I do agree with you, Dayveonne. Like, but I like the word you use with Corey. You said heart wrenching. It's like, yeah, I'm only here for you.
He was just like, what the heck?
And the thing about it, like, that, in real life, she would be alive for that snap.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and he could have put like a little tear, like, and then now Linda.
But I like it. I like the direction that part. It was like, he went out. He was angry, but had to fight, and I thought that was great because that's real.
Can we talk about the helicopter scene going down the side of the building? Like, I've never seen a more cinematic helicopter scene ever.
Oh, you mean when the zombie jumped on there and it went down?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm glad they did that because that was more real to life rather than like all these other movies where they just, I'm on there and like. So I thought that was really good.
Like, oh my God, no!
All right, I will have to agree with you. I think this is more top 3 than the top 5.
But the driver of the helicopter, she died whack. That was the worst because it's like she just died in a crash.
Yeah, I agree. Like, but she was phenomenal. I liked her character.
But
because originally,
loophole, maybe she didn't die.
No, she did. She did. It actually showed the whatchamacallit going through her.
Oh, the thing at the end.
Mm-hmm. She died.
Yeah, she's dead.
All right.
There's no way coming back from that.
So you think there's going to be a part 2 with the brother in Mexico?
Yeah, it's going to be a part 2. It's going to have to, because they already got the cartoon series where they're going to do each character's
backstory,
and then they got Army of Thieves, which is another prequel that's going to star the guy that played the guy that breaks the safe.
Wait a minute. See, this is what makes me. They're doing too much.
No. I'm going to tell you why they're doing that. The reason why they're doing that is so Netflix could get them more money, and so enough so they could do a sequel. That's the reason behind that. Because they say, yeah, Army of Dead was good, but what else are you going to bring to the table with the money that we gave you for this movie? So they was like, okay, we're going to do prequels. Each character, each story, we're going to do an Army of the Undead prequels. And then the Thief is going to also have his own spinoff. I mean, not spinoff, but a prequel. Because he also had a scenario where he actually survived the zombie apocalypse during that time before all this went to crap. Vegas went to crap.
But then that makes no sense because they even said he had no zombie training.
Yeah, but he did experience it. It's like he knows how to kill him with he knows how to use a melee weapon, but as far as shooting, he doesn't really. He had to get trained how to shoot. Because you ever notice when they did the flashbacks, or I mean not the flashback, the way they all thinking? Why is he the only one that's using a melee weapon while everybody else is using heavy artillery machine guns and regular guns?
Semantics, because it's his character. He's not the fighter. He's just the safecracker. They had
exactly.
So it doesn't make sense that he's been through a zombie apocalypse.
Right, because then he can't act brand new for this one. Kind of kills it.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. That seems like a fail.
Unless it's a whole different story. It has nothing. This is before the zombie issue.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know.
But like I said, when they do the sequel, I really think that we don't know who's going to be the cast. They did say, what's his name? Joe Amaggio, the guy that's, I forgot his name. It's Joe.
Timothy.
He's always at New York Comic Con. I keep forgetting his name. He played Deathstroke in the Justice League. Everybody's quiet.
Looking him up.
I'm looking at the clock. We got 3 minutes left. Ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls of all stages and ages.
He played Deathstroke?
Yeah. Joe Manganiello. I can't pronounce his last name to save my life. But I run into him every time we go to New York Comic Con.
And what does he say? Hey, Dayveonne, how come you never remember my name?
He probably going to say that a bit. Huh?
Joe Manganiello.
See?
Manganiello.
Exactly, yeah, him.
All right. Give him your social media there, Dayveonne.
Whatever. Sound like a pirate. Dayveonne Bussey on Instagram and Dayveonne Bussey on Facebook and Shamal Williams on Twitter.
You can find me at IamGT3 on all of the things.
Yeah. And you could go to GeekCaster.com or GeekCaster on IG. Yep, for all this stuff.
He was about to slip and say his IG is fake.
No, I don't do slips, Dayveonne. Okay? Not like you. Okay?
Whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Geeks, when we're going to the gym.
Are we watching this movie? Are we telling people to watch this?
Yes, we're telling people to watch it.
We spoiled it, so now they gotta watch it.
All right. So how many geeks are we giving them for this film?
I would say 4.5 geeks. 4.5 G's.
All right.
I'm gonna do it. 5 out of 5.
Because you said 5 G's. This is the first thing ever. Corey said 5 G's on GEEKCASTER.
Actually,
this
is the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
First time ever.
It's well
Corey
deserved.
said 5 G's.
There's a lot here. This is a very rewatchable movie. I think this could go down as like a cult classic.
Yeah. Now let's hear Geeks.
I think it was well placed. I think it was well cast. Very few things I could argue with the script. A few things. A few things I think could be developed. I agree with Dayveonne. A few characters. I'd have to say 4.9.
Oh, why is not the 5?
I can't say it's flawless.
No movie is
It has
flawless.
the hiccups. That's why I give it a 4.5. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been 5, but
Only because of what Dayveonne said. I think he's right about there was so much richness there But I'd say this is one of the best. This is one of the best zombie movies, and we run out of time, so I'm out of here.